you know what we have.
Sure.
If we were to become blood brothers.
Do we have a needle or something? I'm not... Well, don't do that.
Recently, we came across a copy of the Ghostbusters work print. The editing isn't refined, the special effects aren't done yet, there's no music.
Did you see it? What was it?
It's a funny thing, to love a movie so much, you'll watch a bad version of it.
Perhaps the greatest comedy motion picture of all time.
The work print is about 90% there. It just needs a little tightening and refining. I really learned a lot about film editing by looking at the differences between this version and the final movie.
Now, you might be seeing some black and white footage, and of course you know this is a work print.
Interestingly, there's no establishing shots of the librarian on the first floor of the library. The work print cuts directly to her coming down the basement stairs. In the finished film, we initially see her where it's bright, and there's people all over. You really feel the contrast when she goes downstairs into the basement. Now it's emphasized she's all alone, in the dark. It's spooky.
In any case, they have a great library in New York City. They're running out of money. You might wonder why.
The floating books and ejaculating card catalog are practical effects, so they look here exactly as they do in the finished film. Impressive to see the visual done all in camera.
Today, you know, all this sort of stuff would be done digitally.
Fortunately, Ivan had produced the Magic Show and directed Merlin on Broadway, so he knew a lot of these tricks.
In the work print, you'll hear alternate takes of familiar lines.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass. We had some fun, but we gotta go. It's all taken care of.
Sorry, this isn't your lucky day.
I'm sorry. This isn't your lucky day.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Look at all the junk food.
Look at all the junk food.
$5,000? I had no idea it'd be so much. I won't pay it.
$5,000. It's too much. I won't pay it.
I'm sorry, Louis. I forgot.
Oh, that's okay. You can bring him along.
Yes, Louis. I forgot. I'm sorry.
We'll bring him along.
Nobody steps on a church in my town. Nobody steps on a church in my town and gets away with it.
What we want to do now is shoot him straight up, cut to him getting out behind it.
Sometimes they need to cut from a wide shot to a close-up to give the line the oomph it needs.
You don't know what it's like out there. I've worked in the private sector. They expect results. You don't know what it's like out there. I've worked in the private sector. They expect results.
The special effects were almost all added after we finished, so they did those special effects from about March 1st through March, April, and May. I mean, they did them very quickly. I don't know how they did it because they're very complex.
Hello. I'm Peter.
When the work print cuts to a black and white shot, that means there's a special effect coming that will be composited into the empty frame. Be it the librarian ghost, or Slimer, or the matte painting of the creepy apartment tower. This is cool. Until seeing this empty placeholder, I hadn't realized the gargoyle statue was just a matte painting. I assumed there really was a statue hanging off the building. It reminds me movies are often filled with things we don't realize are special effects. There's some different shots of the fried eggs on Dana's counter that don't look that great. I wonder if these close-ups in the finished film were done by a second unit after principal photography. There's no way of knowing, but I can picture Ivan Reitman looking at this rough cut and saying, "Fuck, we need better eggs."
You're being honored at the Canadian Awards, but not in Hollywood. Why is that?
I think Ghostbusters is really good.
Is it a disappointment to you that Ghostbusters is not being honored this year by the Academy Awards?
I didn't really expect a Best Picture nomination or anything like that.
What about Best Director?
Many scenes in the work print have extra lines at the beginning or end that get cut out. The finished film seems to be employing the scene writing rule of start late and end early.
If anybody deserves Nobel recognition, it would be Spengler and me. We're going to be designing all the equipment and doing the hard research.
Whoa! I introduced you.
Most of these extra lines are just giving redundant exposition. The movie flows much better without them.
Say, what are you going to call your new business?
Ghostbusters.
Oh, well, this place is perfect for it.
Got tires though, doesn't it?
4 of them.
And the lights, they don't make those anymore.
Excuse me. The ad in the paper, it just says help wanted. What's the job?
I really don't know, Mr. Zedmore. They just asked me to take the applications and ask you these questions.
It's too late, you know. You want to be at the apartment already. It's just like you don't even want to be here.
There's one bit of Venkman crossing paths with Lewis after he visits Dana's apartment, and Lewis gets all sad.
God, what a woman.
He looks like he's going to go into his apartment and sing one of those depressing songs from Little Shop of Horrors. I'm glad this bit was trimmed, because I never got the impression Lewis had a crush on Dana. Sure, he pounces all over her every time she comes down the hall, but to me he gives off the impression of a blowhard who likes talking at her rather than to her. I bet he talks the ear off anyone he encounters in the building. And yeah, he invites her to his party, but I take him at his word when he says it's because she's his neighbor. Lewis strikes me as a very uncomplicated guy. What you see is what you get. He isn't secretly pining for Dana. If he thought she was pretty, he would have blabbered that to her 1,000,000 times already. I mean, look at him. He's got no social anxiety. He likes to party. He seems to do good with the ladies. That's what makes Lewis such an endearing character. He's so confident he doesn't realize he's a nerd.
What's going on? Sorry, I'm just involved with my facial hair. Yeah, go on.
This Slimer attack is a good example of the editing improving the comedic timing. In the work print, there's an extra bit of chatter between Venkman and Ray.
I think he can hear you, Ray.
Don't move. It won't hurt you.
How do you know, Doctor?
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Say again.
I don't know. I'm just guessing. Where are you? Where are you?
The final scene is funnier when it cuts directly to Venkman being attacked.
I think he can hear you, Ray.
Don't move. It won't hurt you.
Look closely at the on-set shot of the trap before the special effects were added. See how the designers put in an interior light and a small wisp of smoke coming out? I'm sure today every little element of light and smoke would have been CGI. Shit, the trap itself in this shot probably would have been CGI instead of a physical prop.
You think you're prepared to deal with the other dimension, the paranormal? Fine, go ahead.
There's a scene of the Ghostbusters having a press scrum outside the hotel. Not sure how the reporters all knew to gather there, but it makes sense a publicity hound like Venkman would have dropped a dime, giving the news stations an anonymous tip. Big things happening at the Sedgwick Hotel.
What proof do you have that what you saw was real?
Yeah. We have the tools, we have the talent.
Hey, that's Ernie Hudson's line during the final battle.
We have the tools, we have the talent.
Hey, are you trying to make my part smaller?
No, every...
My part's small enough as it is.
Some of this press scene footage wound up being used in the Ghostbusters Getting Famous montage, so it didn't go to waste. What was scrapped entirely from the work print was this goofy scene of the Ecto-1 almost getting a parking ticket. I'm not 100% sure what's supposed to be going on. Is the Ecto-1 being remote controlled? Has Ego equipped the car with AI? I'm glad this scene got shit-canned. It's much more a Ghostbusters 2 level of humor.
So we'll be looking forward to your next venture, I guess, which will be the sequel to Vacation.
No,
No?
I'm not involved.
You're not involved.
Don't believe in sequels.
In the rough version of the montage, we see a young girl coming out of the Ghostbusters sleeping chambers. I can't tell, but is she the grad student from the testing scene? I guess Venkman is still fooling around with her, even when he's pursuing Dana. Or maybe she's a groupie that all 4 Ghostbusters take turns on. Do they gangbang her together like a bunch of hockey players?
Most people probably would recognize you or your name from Ghostbusters. That was not a big role. Or when you took it, was it bigger and then it was cut or something?
It really wasn't. I think maybe I lost a little bit. I mean, you usually do when you're not, when your storyline is secondary.
The work print also has more romantic moments between Egon and Janine.
You have nice clavicles.
Janine, didn't your mama ever tell you not to get involved with no Ghostbuster? Now go on home.
I lost a little bit, but nothing really significant.
I know you from somewhere, otherwise I've seen you in some great movies. I can't remember which.
Well, maybe it was one we did together.
We did a picture together?
Yeah.
What was it?
We did a film called King of the Gypsies together.
Of course, and you were wonderful in it.
The work print used a different take for the one shot of Lewis hosting the party.
Gee, I think all I got is silicylic acid generic. See, I can get 600 tablets of that for the same price as 300 of a name brand.
This is real
smoked salmon from Nova Scotia, Canada, $24.95 a pound.
That's only $14.28
though after tax, though. He gives this whole party as a promotional expense. That's why I invite clients instead of friends.
They look almost identical, so I wonder which minor variation made them go with this other one for the final film.
Lewis, I'm going home.
Don't leave yet. Listen, maybe if we start dancing, other people will join in.
Okay.
Maybe they thought the dancing at the end looked better.
Oh, don't move, I gotta get the door.
It's funny hearing Sigourney Weaver doing the Zool voice.
There is no Dana, there is only Zool. What a lovely singing voice you must have.
She did a pretty good job. Later on, we hear the audio of the Zool actress doing her lines.
Are you a god?
No.
Then...
Every time it rains, pennies from heaven. Yeah. I love working at that. That's great.
The work print has no optical effect shots. Whatever you see is what was really there on set. I would have thought Lewis's eyes turning red would have been added in post, but I guess they must have shined some kind of light on him to achieve this effect in camera. I hope it wasn't one of those laser pointers. I think those things can fry your retina. And who knows how they were powered in the 1980s. Those ones probably gave you brain cancer. There's some extra shots of Lewis looking for the gatekeeper.
Are you the gatekeeper?
Including one hilarious moment where he attempts to rape a hooker.
Zool!
Zool, what the hell are you doing, you crazy idiot? Get off of...
And I'm doing this movie with Ivan Reitman, eh?
Oh, Mr. McKenzie, are you just about ready?
Yeah, whatever you say, Mr. Director. Beauty, eh?
Lie down and be quiet.
Action. Lightning, please. Yeah.
When the ghosts are unleashed on the city, the work print has these funky little animations visualizing what will be depicted. Apparently Slimer was going to steal the hot dog cart. I kinda wish they kept the shot of the zombie cab driver's arm turning on the meter. It's pretty gruesome.
Columbia Building, 57th Street. I'm in a hurry, so let's not dawdle.
But we didn't need that motorcycle stunt. What was it with 80s movies' obsession with vehicles crashing?
Look, it's a freak show with the girl. Every night is Halloween. You know girls like that? That's all. It's just kind of unusual. I like to go and hang out and watch.
In the prison cell, Venkman has extra lines about Dana, but the film appears to be damaged, like there was some kind of light leak. I found out the reason for this in the DVD commentary.
Yes, this was a real jail, deserted, I believe. And Danny claimed it was haunted, and our film got scratched. We had to cut around the...
Think back on it like I think back on when I was in the 7th grade, and I think, oh, it was a wonderful year and it was great. But then when I really examined closely, I see that there were moments. I mean, it was not all fun.
There's an extra bit where Winston suggests instead of saving the city, the Ghostbusters should chicken out and skip town.
Let's get smart. Let's hop on a plane right now and go to Australia or Indonesia until this blows over.
You know, you can have a bright future with this company, except for that attitude. I was just this moment considering you for a major promotion within the company, and now I don't know.
I don't get this. They've already completed Winston's story arc, going from the guy just wanting a paycheck,
I'll believe anything you say.
to wanting to distance himself from the Ghostbusters.
I just worked with these guys, man. I wasn't even there.
But then when it counts, he speaks up in the mayor's office and stands proud with the Ghostbusters.
These things are real. I have seen shit that'll turn you white.
Winston gets his hero moment, and one scene later, the filmmakers want to turn him into a giant pussy.
Who's your favorite Ghostbuster?
I like the black one.
The black one. He didn't do nothing.
But Chichi, he was a Ghostbuster.
He didn't do nothing.
No. They just didn't give him enough to do, that's all.
Was there ever, or did you ever feel that maybe they wanted you to be more like an Eddie Murphy type off-the-wall person?
After the Stay Puft Man is defeated, there's a gag about his hat falling to the ground, but it just looks like some shitty, deflated Macy's parade balloon. Dana's death fake-out had 80-yard lines of Ray being insensitive and then offering condolences. I guess the filmmakers weren't convinced Bill Murray's stoicism was giving the scene the emotion it needed.
Oh, smells like barbecued dog hair. Oh, Venkman. Oh, Venkman, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just forgot.
But they lost a bit where Lewis questions Dana about them having sex.
Did you and I, did we?
No, Louis. No.
I don't know, I'm sure that...
Hi, I just want to say Merry Christmas to everyone here in Melbourne, and I hope you have a wonderful Christmas season. Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters.
Shenanigans.